And a good morning here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports truly meets that thing called life. We are inside of the Great Lakes Honda City studios. Great Lakes Honda City is on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Open Monday through Saturday for sales and service. You can get a sneak peek of what they have on the lot, new and used, by going to greatlakeshondacity.com. You can also get the phone numbers for their sales and service. Let them know that DT sent you their way. And I want to thank Great Lakes Honda City for keeping me safe, especially during this winter season with my new 2025 Honda CR-V. They changed the front of it. It looks mean, but also like not angry. I don't know how to describe it. It looks like it's got like a personality, but like a manly personality. So I can appreciate it so very much. They said that women typically like the Honda CR-V and the way that it looked, and I've really liked it, but apparently they wanted to appeal like more to both, or maybe like try to even things out. I think they did a good job, because I think it stays true to the fact that, like, you know, so many men and women like CR-Vs, but there's just something about the 2025 one. I love it. And mine's all black. I was like, I want to pull up like I'm in a rap video. So that's how I feel like I'm doing it here. Great Lakes Honda City, thank you so much for what you do. Inside of MON-FRI is what's popping. We're going to do the annoying moment of the week, proudly presented by Carvel DeWitt. We're going to do lead, learn, evolve, ad-lib, and deliver is the acronym from Chick-fil-A Cicero. The top dog of the week from K-9 Kamp Dog Daycare we're going to announce, and the ingredients to success for the women's and men's NCAA tournaments. I'm going to be joined the entire time. So we're doing something new and interesting and fun here, in that Miss Caitlin Hadzimichalis, who we call Hodge, is going to be joining me for the entire segment piece here. We're going to do all 4 segments together, Hodge. It's the first time we've ever done this together. So welcome to the show. I'm excited to do it.
Yeah, nope, I'm ready. Let's do it. Should be great.
So we're getting into it right now. Hodge and I are both in similar feelings. I'm convinced that God has linked us forever, because every time you say something, I feel it. I feel something, you say it. I'm like, oh, this would be a good thing to do. You're like, I already did it. So I don't know what it is, Hodge, but it's like this. I think we're each other's spirit animals, is what I think.
It's popping off that way. Hopped in, it's like, yep, nope, I get that.
Yeah, it's crazy how life works. Well, let's jump into the annoying moment of the week. Here we go.
Dan Tortora proudly brings you
Is that for real? Are you kidding me?
the annoying moment of the week.
I really, honestly, I don't know how to respond to this.
Presented by Carvel DeWitt, 4322 East Genesee Street. It's what happy tastes like.
Do you have to be that crazy? I guess so. So, Hodge, it's up to you. I can either go into my annoying moment of the week and you can get a feel for it, or you can start off and give me your annoying moment of the week.
I'm gonna let you take the lead. I'm new on this. I need to see the ropes. I need to see what it is, what kind of avenue we're going with.
Yeah, I mean, it can be about literally anything. I'm going to look to some crazy news that's going on out here. So, we're going to go ahead and look at this. This is yeah, I'm looking through a few different things right now because I have some thoughts, but I'm going to go ahead and look at these right now. So, what the heck is that? Viral video of dog called a Himalayan fur goblin and teacup werewolf boost adoptions. I don't know, people are insane. California appeals court upholds ban on higher capacity magazines, spurring unusual video dissent. I don't know. There's a lot of different news things in here. I'm looking at something that sparks my interest because there's been Loch Ness Monster stuff in here. There's been a bunch of different things here. So here we go. Michigan judge wanted Walmart shoplifters to wash cars. His boss stepped on the hose? Well, okay, I'm going to read this. This makes no sense. So I'm going to go ahead and read this. So a Michigan judge has thrown cold water on a plan to have Walmart shoplifters wash cars as a consequence for their misdemeanor crime. The unusual sentence came from Judge Jeffrey Clothier, who has been on the 67th District Court in Genesee County for only a few months. He said having shoplifters give free car washes would serve the community and possibly discourage other people from stealing from the big retailer. I don't think it will. Both Chief Judge William Crawford II But Chief Judge William Crawford II overruled him, saying the junior jurist first should have sought approval from him and other court officials. So, thoughts on this? Shoplifters, should they wash cars? I'd love to get your thoughts.
I feel like when you're going through it, you were just like saying words. It's like, wait, what? No, I think that's a terrible idea. Like, what are we doing with that? If we're gonna wash cars, how does that crime fit the punishment? You know, like are the cars going to be attended? Are you then just giving them free route to, like, if it's the outside's fine, you can't really, snag some spare change or something like that. But yeah, I'm not for it. I don't follow it. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that shoplifters are even being prosecuted is a new thing for America, because within the last few years, California started that wonderful turn of like, what was it? You can steal up to $900 and not get arrested. So crime was promoted as long as you stayed under $900. Here's one for you. This is insane. A Pennsylvania man who was going through security at a New Jersey airport was found to have a live turtle concealed in his pants. According to the Federal Transportation Security Administration, the turtle was detected Friday after a body scanner alarm went off at Newark Liberty International Airport. A TSA officer then conducted a pat-down on the East Stroudsburg man and determined there was something concealed in the groin area of his pants. Luckily, it was a turtle. Thoughts?
Maybe he was hoping for like a Spider-Man Ninja Turtles like mashup type of situation that, like, all right, maybe if it bites me, I get, superpowers. I think there's more convenient places to place a turtle, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. And I mean, it does bring new meaning to Secret of the Ooze, I guess, a little bit.
It sure does. Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
very, I mean, but
What kind of ooze? Do we need some antibacterial? Do we need some Band-Aids? What do we
Yeah.
like, how does a turtle just decide that it's not gonna, is it a snapping turtle? Is it a box turtle? What kind of turtle? What is the size of this turtle? Because if it was undetected, that means you couldn't tell that there was a shell on,
Yeah.
first glance. They had to see it on the monitoring, and they had to move forward with, the body scan. So
It doesn't.
that's a choice.
Yeah, it's definitely a choice. It is. I'm going to read a couple things. There's something that I haven't done for a long time. So I'm going to read you something, and this is going to be part of the annoying moment of the week, probably presented by Carvel DeWitt. It's called Craziest State Laws. And I'm going to read you some.
Yep.
So in Alabama, it is illegal to drive blindfolded.
I would hope it's illegal to drive blindfolded anywhere, not just Alabama.
In Alaska, you cannot put an animal in the back of an open vehicle. That makes sense. There's more. In Arizona, it's illegal for a donkey to sleep in a bathtub. Now, I know why this is. Because apparently...
There's a book.
What'd you say?
There was a book named that.
Donkey in
It's
a
illegal
bathtub?
for a donkey to be in a bathtub, and it's all of the wacky states things. I've read it before. I knew that fun fact.
Oh, and that's crazy that you did. Once again, connected forever. So, but it is illegal for a donkey to be in a bathtub. Reason being, from what I remember, is that there was a flood and a donkey was stuck in the bathtub, and they had to send over people, and it like cost money for them to break the bathtub to get the donkey out. So then they're like, no more of this. Now, in Arkansas, you cannot honk your horn near a sandwich shop after 9 p.m.
It's respectable. It's respectable. Like
What
that
sandwich
sandwich shop, early bedtime.
And what sandwich shop is open after 9 p.m.? In California, it's illegal to whistle for a lost canary before 7 a.m.
That's a heck of a whistle if you're waking others. Like, I can't whistle in the privacy of my own home if my canary is lost. How would people know?
By the way, just a canary. In Colorado, it's illegal to keep a couch on your porch.
That just seems like you're missing an opportunity for a good time.
That's very true. In Connecticut, a pickle must be able to bounce.
Why?
Exactly. Exactly. There's some crazy ones. I got more.
I'm not a pickle gal. I think they're cucumber soaked in evil, but I don't know if it has to do with their ability to bounce or not.
It doesn't make any sense. Okay. This is confusing. In Florida, legal parking fees toward animals must be paid. Doesn't say if it has to be paid by the animal, though.
I was gonna say I don't know where does a giraffe keep its wallet? Like I don't
Right.
know.
In Georgia, it's illegal to live on a boat for more than 30 days. So you can live on a boat for a month. You just can't do it longer than a month. And
Only
I
some
guess in
months.
February you can do it the whole month plus 2 days of March.
Right, but then does that recalculate and then you can now get through March because there's 31 days.
I think if you live on the boat and then you don't live on the boat for a day or two and then you live on it again, it's not consecutive.
But what constitutes living on a boat? Like, do you have to move your things out? Do you have to be a minimalist to be able to live on a boat for more than a month at a time? There's a lot of logistics here.
None of this makes any sense. I have more. So it's okay. We're not doing that one. That one's not funny. I don't like it. So these are very confusing. In Iowa, you can't throw a brick onto a highway.
I mean, I think that is a good law. That is a very, like, don't do that. That seems like a mistake.
Only in Iowa. And then what else we have here? Oh, that's nice because I heard this today in New York. In Kansas, tire screeching is banned. There was a tire that screeched all through the Target parking lot today. Guy thought he was very cool. Here's one. In Kentucky, wait for it because this is fun. A woman cannot marry the same man 4 times.
Huh. I mean, I appreciate that they're giving it the old college try multiple occasions, but I also agree that that's just doing a favor for that couple.
True. I mean, do we have to cap it at 4 though? I think we should cap it at like I don't know, 1 or 2. In Louisiana, it's illegal to send a surprise pizza.
I will never say no to a surprise pizza if it's come from at least a somewhat reputable source.
Right, that's true. In Maine, it's illegal to park in front of Dunkin' Donuts.
Only in Maine?
Apparently, but why can't like where do you park? If there's a parking
What?
spot, do you have to park behind
Right,
Dunkin' Donuts?
right. What constitutes in front? What if you're on the other side of the street, but it's technically in front because doesn't in front contain, like, where does that boundary happen?
I don't. I don't know. In Michigan, you can't sell your vehicle on a Sunday,
Sure, day of rest. Why not?
right? Give God his time. Let's see what else we have here for the wonderful people that are watching and listening. In Mississippi, nutrition labels cannot be enforced.
That also seems like a mistake. That just seems, isn't that like a legal kind of mandatory thing?
I mean, what is legal? So we're finding out right now what is and what isn't. Here we
Yeah.
go. In Montana, it's illegal to give a rat as a present.
Hmm.
Oh, here's one. This is gross. In Nebraska, you can't get married if you have a venereal disease.
Again, you need the parameters. Like, is it at that moment? Do you have to
Yeah.
wait a couple of days for stuff to clear up? Like, what are our parameters here?
I don't know. Apparently, I mean, here we go. How about in New Jersey? Only in New Jersey. In New Jersey, bulletproof vests are banned while committing a crime. But you can wear one if you're not committing a crime.
So for fashion,
True. Kevlar is back in style. How about this? In this makes me happy. This makes me very happy. In New Mexico, quote unquote, this is a quote unquote word, and so I guess it's up to interpretation. In New Mexico, idiots are banned from voting.
is it idiots or from voting? Like,
No,
where are the quotes?
idiots. Idiots is the ban. Is the quote is the air quotes. I- Idiots are banned from voting. In New York, slippers are banned after 10 p.m. Well, I've never adhered to that rule. I don't care what they say.
What's the point of that? Isn't that prime slipper time?
If I'm in my house, I could do whatever I want. Here we go. I mean, obviously not commit crimes. Let's go. Let's go down the line here. Oh, I like that. North Dakota can't shoot fireworks after 11 p.m. I love that. In Ohio, some of these things make no sense at all. I'm gonna breeze through a couple of them. In Oregon, it's illegal to go hunting in a cemetery. It's also very easy hunting because it's all dead already. So, like, I guess you can't hunt animals because sometimes animals hide in cemeteries.
That would be my guess. Like I'm thinking to every single, I don't know if your family was the same, but like my mom always watched Highlander. So like there's certain spots where you can't hunt. So I'm like, okay, cool. I can follow that.
Here's one for you. In the great state of Pennsylvania, make sure you're following this. You're breaking the law if you pay a psychic.
Hey,
Yeah, if you pay a psychic,
I was gonna say bad for bad. I guess that's why you don't see a lot of those signs around town of like, hey, get your fortune read. Here's this.
This is, oh, here we go. In South Dakota, it's illegal to sleep in the cheese factory.
That seems like an ideal location. Snooze, wake up, cheese, repeat.
Oh, here we go. Tennessee can't get around the rules of streaming. In Tennessee, it's illegal to share your Netflix password, specifically Netflix.
It's a sham. It's a sham, all of it.
That makes no sense. I'm gonna give us a couple more here. In Vermont, it's illegal for women to wear fake teeth without their husband's approval.
Yeah,
I can't.
sure.
I can't. Oh, okay. Some of these are just stupid. And then in Washington, it's illegal to attach a vending machine to a utility pole. I mean, who would do that anyways?
Those are those things that you need to know the story behind why that's a law. Because if it's a law, it's because something happened.
Here's my final one that I will provide. In West Virginia, hats are banned in theaters. No hats.
I mean, let everybody see the show. I support it.
I mean, I get, like, if it's a cowboy hat, but, like, what if I'm just wearing, like, a baseball hat? So,
I want one of those comically large, like in the old SNL.
yeah,
like
you want, like, a
the Turd
sombrero?
Ferguson skit where he's got the really big hat, you know?
Yeah. So, those wonderful state laws are part of the annoying moment of the week. There's certain things I could pick all the time. Like, when the weather starts to get nice and pollen starts to come out, annoying moment for me. The way that people drive, like, I don't know who's giving out driver's licenses. I really don't. I want to understand why it's so easy to get one. But if I was a cop, it'd be so easy for me. They'd be like, you have to write 30 tickets a month. I would write 57 on the first day of the month in the first 12 hours. I would just sit somewhere and be like, why are you stupid? Like, I mean, can I go up there as a cop and, like, have your window go down and go, just, why are you not an intelligent person? Like, do you not understand? Like, why are you shaving while you're driving right now? Why are your feet on the dashboard when you're driving? Like, there's there's so many weird things when it comes to people driving. And there's so many people that are bad at it, Hodge. Like, I struggle to find people. Like, if I go out on any given day in New York, it will be a challenge for me to find 10 people where I'm like, good job. You're doing a good job. I could find like 2, maybe 2.5. But what is it about driving that people just don't seem to... I mean, you can't just blame it all on texting. Some people are just horrendous drivers. But what is happening, Hodge?
Here's my biggest pet peeve with driving.
Okay.
Technically, like if they're like merging to a point and everybody gets over early, it just creates more traffic and negates the whole point of having a merge point, and it's just making traffic longer. Like technically, by the law, like you're supposed to go to that merge point and then start merging. So then you get all the people who are super mad if somebody's on the one side and then they block you and the trucks stay in the middle. But then you have the other people that when you're at a respectable merge point, like near where you can see it says start merging, and then they're still trying to sneak two cars in front of you, and it's like my guy, like you don't need to weasel in here. We have a system and you zipper at the right point. Like that's the law. I don't know. Don't get mad at me for following the law, but also don't weasel your way when you've figured out where you're supposed to be.
I love that. We zipper at the right point. Good way to put it. But I mean, see, I talk. Well, I don't know if you do, but I talk when I'm driving. I go like this. I go, "You gonna let me in? You gonna let me in? Or you're not gonna let me in?" Well, I'm gonna let myself in. Like I do this. I'll do like, are you gonna? Like, where are we going? We're all here. Like we're all trying to get somewhere, but we're all here. I had one lady down in Florida by Disney. She blocked me from getting off the exit. She just drove fast enough but slow enough to not allow me to get off the exit, and she didn't get off the exit. I was like, what would, like, in what world does this make your life better? You go home and tell your children, guess what I did today? Like, I mean, what is the point of this? But I think I'm a comedic person when I'm driving, but I'm very vocal. I'm very much commentary while I'm driving. Are you commentary or no?
I'm not. I will absolutely 100% just be like, okay, and we're doing this. Why? Like the same thing. Like I will try to calm the rage. Like I am from New Jersey. I don't have rage, but I have common sense. And I feel as though if people cannot go with the flow, I'm gonna be like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Is this what we're doing?
Is this real life?
But I also get really mad. Like if you get like let in, you do the whole and they give it to you and you're like, okay, and then you give the wave. Like give the wave back. If you don't give it back, that makes me unhappy. Or if I let you in because I'm doing you a kindness because I'm trying to stock some karma points into the world, and then you don't give me this in the first place, I'm like, I know that's not why I was giving it to you. Like that was me being polite to be polite. I don't need the thank you, but also I didn't have to. You should just, in driving terms, just one of these and move along. That's it. This isn't that hard to do.
See, I feel like people get so angry today for no reason that when I do this, I try to like make sure that they know it's not my middle finger.
Right, like it's a happy,
Yeah.
like
It's a
thank you.
hand. Yeah, but I'm the same way. If I hold the door open and you just walk through it, I will look at the person and I'll go, "You're welcome. I didn't hold this door open for you to say thank you." But when you don't say thank you, am I Alfred from am I the butler? Like, I mean, it's just not okay. It's not okay. Be nice to people. Be considerate. I did say something. So I went to a media event, and I was outside and all the doors were locked. And they heard, like, I pulled the door, nothing, pulled the door, nothing, pulled the door, nothing, pulled the door, nothing. There's 4 different doors. And so most of them didn't turn around. One kid looked at me and then continued on with his life. And then my mouth said words. Not that they could hear them, but I did say them out loud. And I was like, could any one of you blanks open the door for me? And then some kid came and I was like, oh, thank you. And then I walked in and nobody could look at me. And I was just like, why can't you look at me? What's the problem? So yes, but I let out, I mean, cause I'm over it. I'm over rude. I'm over negative. I don't like being around people that are drama people and energy consumers. I don't like any of that stuff. If you are not giving to my life and bringing positivity, just go back to your lair and stay in there and draw on the walls and talk to yourself until you can figure out how to be with people. But I don't think that people fully understand that when you try to be a nice person, it doesn't mean that you don't have a point where you're like, why are people like this? Why are they like this? Who made them this way? Like, did your parents do this to you? Or were they great and you just suck? Like, I mean, what is the reason for this? And you know me, Hodge, like, I don't hurt a fly. I literally, like, I don't want to kill a spider that's in my house. I'm like, I would like to, I literally, if I kill a spider or kill anything in my house, I apologize to God. And I say that I'm sorry. Like, I don't want it in my house, but I also like want it to thrive outside in its web. I just want it to have its own home. I'm not going to go to its web and disturb it. I don't want it to crawl on my leg when I'm watching a movie. So like there's supposed to be a deal. Like there's a spider that was outside of my house for years. And my conversation with the spider was two things. I said, you and I are good if these two things are followed. One, I see your web right now. You got about 45 ants. You're keeping them out of my house. So you and I are good. You're the gatekeeper. You're doing your job. We're good. The only time that we're not going to be good is if A, you try to come in my house, or B, you eat enough of these bugs that you get to that big portion where I think you're too big. Like I was okay with the size that they were, but when they started eating, I was like, you're reaching a place where I can see your eyes and I don't want to see those. So, I mean, I'm cool with spiders as long as we have a mutual respect. You can eat as much as you want to eat outside. That's my rule. Do you have any rules with bugs around the house?
Don't surprise me. If you surprise me, then that's a problem. Because I remember sitting in my basement, like growing up watching basketball or something, and it just like crawled around the couch where I was sleeping. Yeah. And then that's where I'm like, you don't get to surprise me. But I'm saying I will try to take it outside. I will try to be respectable. If my cat eats it, I'm like, okay, circle of life. I can't help that. Yeah. But I try to be, nope, you do your thing. I'll do my thing. I will send you outside along your way. But don't surprise me, because then I cannot be held responsible for reactions.
Yeah, I tried to save a spider when I was living in Kissimmee, Florida, and I brought him all the way to the door, and I couldn't get him over like the lip thing, and I felt like I was hurting him when I was trying to flip him over that with my shoe. So then he turned, and he looked at me, and I said, don't. I said, I'm trying to save your life. Don't make me do this. I said, don't. And he looked right at me, and he didn't just come toward me. He ran full speed. And I was like, well, you're making me commit murder. So, I mean, that's just how it is. Like, Look at my shirt, spider. So like, I'm not about that life, but I tried to save his life. And then he was like, no, it's me versus you. And I was like, okay. All right.
I have opposable thumbs. You're going down.
Yeah, I was like, done deal, man. Like, gotta stay out of the house. So with that being said, those are the annoying moments of the week. Insects not surprising us and not having a contract that is abided by, crazy state laws, and just people needing to be nice in general. We're going to take a step aside for a fast break. When Hodge and I come back, we will jump into lead, learn, evolve, ad-lib, and deliver. And you'll find out what that topic's going to be right after this from inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. Here's a message from Renee from Bryan's Landing, located on 6523 East Seneca Turnpike in Jamesville, New York. Open Tuesdays and Wednesdays for dinner, Thursday through Saturday for lunch and dinner, and Sundays for brunch.
It's a lot like the way that my mom and dad ran their restaurant. We have put in place a lot of people that are family to us, very similar to how my dad hired people that were family to him. And then the tradition I'm carrying on is a lot of the items that are on our menu are my dad's. And he taught our chefs how to recreate his dishes. So I think that Tommy McInerney, who our executive chef is, to him it is an art. And I think that when he does create a dish, it's not just about making the food taste delicious, which is definitely our priority, but it's an art to him, and it's almost like his canvas on a plate where he just wants the colors to look great, and people love it because he takes pride in that. And Bryan and I appreciate that. We want it to obviously look good and taste good. I will tell you, when we opened up, it was 6 weeks before COVID. And what was amazing was the community, our friends and family stepped up, and everybody did takeout. Everybody supported us. Our hearts were just so filled. So to Bryan and I, obviously our friends come all the time, and we just have repeat customers in Jamesville, and I think people going to our previous restaurant in Green Lakes are making the trip to come to Bryan's Landing to support us. And I mean, I think we have great food and a great atmosphere. So it's very, very important to us.
Head to Bryan's Landing, located on 6523 East Seneca Turnpike in Jamesville, New York, where memories have become recipes that are now meals to share with you. Tuesdays and Wednesdays for dinner, Thursday through Saturday for lunch and dinner, and on Sundays for brunch. And be sure to come out for live music Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Here is a special message from Brian Bruno, owner of Servomation Refreshments Incorporated.
I grew up in the family business, had the experience of working for a national food service company with thousands of employees. And as much as I enjoyed the experience I had, there's something about, owning my own company and being able to change the things I saw wrong with the industry firsthand, which is why I moved back to my hometown in Canastota, New York to launch Servomation. It was back in 2007. When we first started the business in 2007, really you didn't find any machines with credit card readers. There was a lack of variety in machines. You got stuck with basically whatever the vending company wanted to sell that day. There was a lot of inefficiencies in the business, and those were all things that we saw as opportunities, both from a customer level to improve and from an operating level to be more efficient. We've really been at the forefront of introducing retail technology into our space. We were doing self-checkout back in 2009 before it really became a national phenomenon. The whole point of it isn't to just improve the customer experience. It's to make it feel more like a retail environment where people don't have to be afraid of what they're buying behind glass. They don't have to be afraid of not being able to see the ingredients of the packages. It was an easy transaction from that standpoint. If we were to reinvent something, we wanted to make sure what we were making looked and felt more like a deli and not like something that you would traditionally see in a vending machine. I was tired of hearing for years the customers say the wheel of death because the vending machine would circle around with the same tuna salad in it. What we wanted to do was it really changed the perception of that food. So allowing customers to touch it, allowing customers to feel the weight of it, allowing customers to see the freshness of it, and also the variety of it really helps them change the perception and ultimately the value of what we bring to them. The point of differentiation you have to make is either in value or the quality. And I think on both of those fronts, Servomation has really, in large part, changed that value system for employees. So they no longer have to worry about bringing their food from home or having to leave their desk during the day and rush out to get back in time for their break to end. We're bringing something that they can count on in their break room every day, and they know it's going to be there, they know it's going to be fresh, and they don't have to worry about it being sold out or something that they don't enjoy. We've also heavily invested in flavored water machine, so you can get a glass of water with a fresh piece of fruit in it, along with bean to cup coffee machine. So there's not a day that goes by we're not surprised when we get customers that call us and say, we didn't know you could do all this. We're really lucky to have a strong group of dedicated employees. Most of our employees have been with us since inception. They're family to us, and people like doing business with people they like and trust. And I think the same thing goes for employees. In a day and an age where there's a lot of corporations that just look at an employee as a number and don't get to know them, that's just not the way I was raised or how I like to do business. So we're a little old-fashioned. We like getting close to our employees. We like knowing how we can help them. We like knowing how we can improve their lives, adjust their schedules, whatever it may be to help improve their quality of life. And we think in the end that makes for a happier employee. We're fortunate enough to have really grown over the last several years, and from Pennsylvania to Massachusetts to Connecticut, we really do have a strong connection, even though we're not in the rooms every day with these employees. There's not one single employee that we feel like we don't know, and certainly we know they can call us at any time, and they're definitely treated as family to us. I wake up every single day really excited to surprise our customers in a good way. The one thing I can tell you is I think that every one of our employees and every one of our customers will continue to be at the forefront of every decision we make.
Find out how Servomation can help you and your business by going to servomation.com. In these unique times, there are those in our community that give us a sense of normalcy and positivity. Pizza Man on 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville has been here for you for over 35 years and is here now. Call 315-638-1234 or order online at pizzamanbville.com to bring those familiar tastes into your home. And remember to come see our monthly on-site broadcasts centered around the community and our Baldwinsville Bees. Pizza Man in Baldwinsville. Any way you slice it, they are always here for you. Looking for your next ride? Look no further than Great Lakes Honda City, located on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Serving our community for decades, their new and pre-owned vast array of vehicles are available to you Monday through Saturday on site. To search from home, shop at GreatLakesHondaCity.com. Call 315-365-5576 to set up an appointment. That's 315-365-5576 for Great Lakes Honda City, 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Great cars, great people, Great Lakes.
All right, you need to come out here and get yourself the Brooklyn Pickle. I was talking about this with one of my buddies. I was like, yo, there's no better sandwich in the state of New York than the Brooklyn Pickle. And now that I found out that they're going down to North Carolina, we are taking over your taste buds everywhere you are, wherever you're gonna be. You need to get yourself out to the Brooklyn Pickle. Pinehurst, you just realized that you found yourself the best sandwich shop that you're ever gonna have. This is a glorious moment. It's a blessing to your community. You're welcome. Brooklyn in the house, baby. Go over to the Brooklyn Pickle. You already know what it is.
You heard the man. Head to Brooklyn Pickle Pinehurst on 1788 Old Morgantown Road in Southern Pines, North Carolina. Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports truly meets that thing called life. It is time to jump into lead, learn, evolve, ad-lib, and deliver. I'm here with Hodge, Caitlin Hadzimichalis, here with me on the broadcast, and we are getting into a topic that she doesn't know yet. This is fun for me. So here we go. Mind over matter is what we're talking about here. Mind over matter. And I will defer to Hodge. Your thoughts on that topic, mind over matter, in lead, learn, evolve, ad-lib, and deliver, brought to you by Chick-fil-A Cicero.
I think what that means to me would be, how do you approach a situation? Stuff is going to be stuffing, like it's going to be what it's going to be. Yeah. How are you going to approach it? What attitude are you going to bring to it? How are you going to go? Because sometimes crappy things are crappy and you can't change them. So what can you do mentally to control yourself, to understand the situation, and what you can't control, what can you influence, and if not, what can you let go? So you got to protect your peace either way and figure out what's worth dealing with and what's not.
Great way to put it, and you didn't know what the topic was beforehand. So I don't know how I could say it any better than that. I think the biggest thing that I've learned in life, and I tell people this all the time because I had to learn this, you can't control anything but yourself. The only things that you can control in life are your words, your actions, your thoughts. That's it. That's it. Literally nothing else. People are like, well, I can't control the weather. No, you can't control other people. You can't control animals. You can't control the trees. Nothing else but literally you. That's it. That's all you got. And I feel like we spend so much of our lives like trying to control all the things that are out of our control, and it drives us nuts because you can't do anything about it. So if you work to be the best person you can be, you try to be kind to people, you try to be good to people, you try to help people. There's the reality that if you do your part, that God sees it, right? I have a strong faith. I know God sees it. And the people that matter will see it. And the people that don't, who cares? You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, I'm going to be nice to everybody. Not everybody's going to be nice to me. But if I could put, one of my parents always tell me, if you could put your head on a pillow at night and you could sleep, then you've done your part. And I think the mind over matter thing is I spent so much, high school especially, matter was over my mind. Mind wasn't over my matter. And my mind was kind of stuck with thinking that other people had control over it instead of me having control over it. Full transparency. And when you learn that your mind has to be controlled by you and you not be controlled by your mind, that is a crucial point of life. And this has to do with Marywood, but this is a heartbreaking thing that I heard, Hodge, but it also gave me great advice. I don't know if you knew Jay Hammerin, but Jay Hammerin at Marywood, he was like 70% of the reason why I went to the school. And he was my mentor. He was my teacher. He was my friend. He was somebody that I just, he means a lot to me. He's always going to mean a lot to me. Well, he took his own life. And I was the last class that he had. And when I showed up for class that day at 10 o'clock in the morning, he wasn't there. And it wasn't like him to not be there, and it wasn't like him to not tell the receptionist, his secretary, if he wasn't going to be there. So he wasn't there. And I found out he passed away, and that hurt. And then I found out that he took his own life, and then I lost him again. And somebody had said something to me. He goes, "You know what happened to Jay?" He said he didn't have control of his mind. His mind had control of him. And that never left me. They said people that take their own lives are people whose minds control them and they don't control their mind. And I just remember sitting and hearing that. And it just hit me some kind of way. Like, your mind is such a powerful, powerful thing. And when somebody said that to me, and I felt like my whole life I couldn't control my thoughts, I felt like they just did whatever they wanted to do. When I heard that, something inside of me was like, you have to figure this out. Like, you have to figure this out, and you have to figure out how to have your mind work for you and not you work for your mind. Because hearing that the way that I heard it and losing such a good friend, I was like, this can't happen again. And that stuck with me forever. So, I mean, the mind is such a powerful tool, but that's what it is. It's a tool. It's not supposed to be a gun. It's supposed to be a helper. And I don't know, mind over matter, Hodge. It hits me some kind of way because of Jay, because of my life growing up. It just speaks to me differently that we really have to be cognizant of the thoughts that we ingest, the things that we think, and the way that you talk about yourself is what your mind believes whatever you tell it to believe. So if you're good to yourself, then your mind is like, oh, okay, I'm going to be good to this person. If you're bad to yourself, then your mind will be bad to you. And whatever you think, those thoughts multiply. If you're a positive person, they multiply. If you're a negative person, they multiply. And it's crazy because they say we only use 10% of our brains, and it's already powerful. So it's just what you speak about yourself, what you speak about others, what you ingest, what you say, what you do. Like, your mind is always listening. And I feel like people should know that. And I know I just said a lot there, but like, this topic really touches me because I lost a friend. And I would never want to lose anybody else.
Yeah, I think that's, you got to be able to, and when you're not able to control it, understand there's a lot of outside factors that lead into that. And then being able to feel like you've got somewhere that you can take those thoughts into a safe spot, be vulnerable, to be able to figure out, what type of help do you need? What type of, is it like, is there something chemically going on? So you're able to find medications that are able to help you have that control over what you can't control. Because like you said, once you feed it a certain, mentality or whatever it is that you're saying, positive, negative, like, your brain can justify anything depending on where you're at. So being able to separate, okay, I'm in too deep, and feeling like you've got somewhere to go with all of that, and you've got, some ways to cope with that. I think it's super important to understand what can you control, what can't you control. And sometimes if that ends up being your own self, then figuring out where can you get that help, where can you find that, and understanding that you are allowed to put yourself first, and you're allowed to not be okay, and you're allowed to have those struggles, and you're allowed to be able to take time to get that taken care of and get yourself right. And you wish more people, not even people, but I think the systems that we all are stuck in could give more support to be able to receive that type of mental health and have that, right? Like, if I break my leg, you're going to see that I'm in a cast. And it's very easy to be like, oh, your leg is broken, you can get surgery, you can get a cast, you can do whatever. But when those other parts of you are broken, it doesn't mean they're any less broken than what you can physically see. Sometimes it's just not as visible, or you see people who have like chronic illness and they get stuck into those traps. And it doesn't make what they're doing, that like they're making it up, or that it's not something that they're dealing with every day. It's just a constant pain, or a constant, physical pain that you can't see or feel, or a mental, like heavy, like weighing down on you, like it's equally as valid. And for the systems that we're all a part of to be able to value that more, to give people more grace in dealing with those, whether it's the stigma about it or it's the self stigma about it, it's like, no, those are very, very real situations that people are going with, and you've got to be able to get the support you need and feel comfortable to seek that, and then hopefully have the resources to be able to work on that and deal with it, because I know a ton of people are dealing with a lot of what you just described, and it's hard and it's different spectrum, but it's not that sometimes people don't want to control it. It's like, how can you get the resources you need to be able to feel okay and get other people to understand when you're not okay? There's appropriate ways to support and guide and, also give space.
Yeah. And I think they've made the hotline so easy now, I guess I would say, is that, there's the 988 lifeline. And so if you need to talk, 988 is the number to know. I'm just going to let everybody know this really quick. It's 24/7, 365. The cost is free. You can call or text or chat 988. So please, if you need help, don't be bashful about it and ask for it. And please take care of yourselves. As someone who struggled through things in life and didn't understand certain things, to someone who's had two friends that are now gone, one of them because they succeeded and one of them because they didn't succeed, but they did enough damage that they could not be brought back. And one of them was, in their 60s, and one of them was 17. So for me, it hits home very much so that mind over matter is imperative, and none of us are perfect, and none of this is easy. And in the world we live in today, it's arguably even harder. And this is why we need to have the conversation and to talk to people, be open. And if you don't have a loved one that you trust or that you lean on, call or text or chat with 988. If you have somebody that is in your corner, don't be afraid to talk to them. And for those of you on the other side of it, if you know someone's struggling, then do your best to reach out to them, to check in on them, and to make sure that they're okay. Nobody deserves to go through this life thinking that they're alone. And I think that there's so many people out there that think they're alone, nobody loves them. If they weren't here, nobody would miss you. That's not true. God, think about it this way. God made identical twins different. Identical twins don't have the same comedy. Identical twins don't even have the same laugh or smile necessarily. So if an identical twin could have a unique imprint, think about you and think about the fact that God made you a unique imprint on this world. So to think that you don't have a place in it, every single creation has a place in this world, or else it wouldn't have been created. God did not create you to give up. He created you to give you a shot to live your life, to speak who you are, to tell the truth, and to be proud of what you are and who you are, to let your light shine. There is not a single light on this planet that should ever be dim. Ever. If you need anything, call that number. Or reach out to Hodge. Reach out to me. Reach out to someone you care about. I will never look at a message of somebody hurting and say, I don't care about that. So if you need help, reach out to somebody. And don't ever think you're alone. Because life is hard. But it's worth it. So don't give up. We'll take a step aside for a fast break. We'll come back with the top dog of the week. Hodge has to tell me who her NCAA tournament top dog is so far, and I have to do the same thing. We're going to do men's and women's. I know who my women's basketball one is I don't even have to think about it. There's two people I could say, but there's one I'm definitely saying. So we'll talk about that right after this fast break. Stay with us inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios.
Hi, this is Amy from Mother's Cupboard, home of the Whole Frittata. We are open daily 6 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. For takeout orders, call 315-432-0942. And tune in to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora for our monthly food challenge and try our Wake Up Call signature menu item available 7 days a week. Here at Mother's Cupboard, we are Central New York, and it's our honor to serve you.
Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory remind us that every day is worth celebrating at 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York. Open Monday through Saturday in-store and always online at maandpaspopcorn.com. Serving our Central New York community and beyond, order anywhere, anytime at maandpaspopcorn.com. Stop in to get a tin at Ma and Pa's on 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York to get your half-price refills for the rest of your life. Come to Ma and Pa's for your holiday gift giving for family, friends, employees, and clients. And remember, for fundraising and events, to call 315-450-6272. That's 315-450-6272. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory. How corny are you?
This is Jimmer Sikowski, owner-operator of Chick-fil-A Cicero, 7916 Brewerton Road in Cicero, right in front of the Home Depot. I had a deep feeling that God wanted me to do something bigger with my life and to help people, help others. He kept putting Chick-fil-A in my life, and I realized as I was going through the franchise selection process that positively impacting the lives of others was really core to what we do here at Chick-fil-A. First of all, it starts with the food. The food is brought in fresh daily. We bring in local produce. We prepare to order in the kitchen. We hand bread our chicken. We hand spin our milkshakes. It's great food. It doesn't taste like fast food. I think the second thing is the way people feel when they come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. It's different. We try to treat people with intentional kindness here, which is very different and deeper than good customer service. And so I think it feels remarkable for most people to come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. And then lastly, the impact that we try to have in the community is very different. It's a big part of the expectation of every operator of a Chick-fil-A restaurant is that they're actively engaged in their community, they're a leader in the community, and they're making a difference. When they realize that what we're striving to do is to shine a little light in their life, that's a very, very different experience than you will have at any other quick service restaurant. And it's that remarkable experience that I think people will emotionally connect with.
Carvel DeWitt, it's what happy tastes like. Do you know why? Because we make ice cream. Creamy, rich, flavorful ice cream. Not yogurt or iced milk like some of our competitors. Ice cream. Fresh, by hand, daily. For the calorie conscious, we have something new for you. Our new Carvelite. Same great flavor, creaminess, and texture of our regular ice cream with only 35 calories an ounce. So whether you want an ice cream cake, flying saucer, dasher, carvalanche, hard or soft ice cream, we will satisfy your craving with our fresh, handmade regular or new Carvelite ice cream. Carvel DeWitt. It's what happy tastes like.
The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is located on 3680 Milton Avenue in the Home Depot Plaza. It is your family-friendly sports bar and restaurant. Folks, some sports bars aren't family-friendly. Some family-friendly restaurants are not sports bars. The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is proud to be both. It is that marriage that you've been looking for years. The Wildcat Sports Pub is your home base for your sports bar and restaurant needs, games for the kids, indoor and outdoor activities, and enough things on the menu to come back every single week and get to try something new. They're open Sundays from noon to 8 p.m., Monday through Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to midnight. For reservations and party information, call 315-487-2222 for the Wildcat family-friendly sports pub and restaurant.
GG Cards and Breaks. Like, comment, subscribe.
GG Cards and Breaks, located on 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, New York, is your one-stop sports card and trading card shop. And guess what? They have WNBA stuff. That's right. They have college basketball and WNBA cards. I got my first ever WNBA blaster box from GG Cards and Breaks. And what did I get in it? Brianna Stewart. That's right, because, whatever. We're cool over here. So a lot of great stuff going on when it comes to GG Cards and Breaks. Make sure that you stay a big kid and head over there today. Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 6, and on Sundays open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Head to GG Cards and Breaks and let them know that DT sent you, and just allow yourself to be a big kid and have some fun. There's nothing like it, and I suggest you head over there today, and I appreciate everything that they do. With that being said, it is time for Hodge and I to name our top dog of the week for the men's tournament and the women's tournament, but we can't do that without a little help from my little girl, Miss Lily. Top dog of the week from K-9 Kamp Dog Daycare, and I will defer to Hodge. Who are your top dogs of the week?
On the men's side, this is probably just low-hanging fruit, but I'm going to go with our man Aura, the the manager from McNeese,
Okay.
who made bank for being himself. You gotta love a manager. I'm biased. I think we have two of the greatest managers. So when they get some of that shine from being them and being themselves and doing a good job, and at the D1 level, if you can make some of that NIL money, great. I hope that kid got himself set up for a while.
Yeah.
I'm glad he got his shine. I'm glad he got his moment. That's the stuff you love about March. There's always some type of phenomenon that comes out of it. And if that kid, Mir, I don't know what his last name is, but I know they were calling him Aura. He got the track suits. He got all the NIL deals and 6 figures, and he's going to have a great time. Good. I hope you're living it up right there, my man.
Yeah, on the men's side, for me, my top dog of the week, Kelvin Sampson. Just Houston has been terrific. It's been a lot of fun for me to cover the Houston Cougars in the American. Now they're in the Big 12. I got to speak with Kelvin Sampson when the team advanced to the Sweet 16. So I got to give it up to Kelvin. He's done a tremendous job with the Houston program, and they have been a number 1 seed multiple times in recent history. They've gotten deep in the tournament multiple times recently here. And I actually had written down within the past couple of years, I took a little note from the movie Draft Day and Kevin Costner, and I wrote Houston no matter what on a napkin because I had picked them to win the championship, and they got close. So I'm going to give it up to Kelvin Sampson because I love speaking with him. I like how he thinks through things. I like how he gives answers that go to different places, and I just really appreciate the work that he's done. So I'm going to give it up to Kelvin. Who is your top dog of the week? We're going to let Lily bark one more time here. Top dog of the week for women's basketball. I know that I have 2, but I will pick one because it's no offense to the other one. I just can't help myself. So who is your women's basketball top dog of the week?
I feel like I got to let you go if you're going to go between, if you've got 2. I don't want to steal your shine if it ends up being the same.
Okay, well, my top dog of the week on the women's basketball side is somebody who doesn't shy away from her belief in God. She doesn't shy away from her morals and values. She doesn't shy away from being who she is. She's got the energy. She's got the tenacity. She's got the fire. She's got the flavor. She still acts like a player, and she's just somebody that you can't help but root for, want to play for, and want to support, and I would love to have in my corner. Dawn Staley, the head coach of the South Carolina Gamecocks women's basketball team. On to you.
She's the best.
Yeah.
Easily.
What do you got for
Easily.
me, Hodge?
Yep. So I was going to go based on, I was between 2 in terms of players, and there's probably a third that I could talk myself into.
Okay.
But I'm going to go with my girl Paige Beckers right now, being the only player, NBA, WNBA, college, where she's got the 50, 40, 90, and a 2-to-1 assist ratio. And she's authentically herself. Her teammates love her. Her coach, like you can watch Gino. When's the last time you watched Gino get choked up about like a player leaving a press conference off of their home floor for the last time? So you can tell that she's having an impact off the floor on her teammates. She bought, that was the other stat that she had. Usually NCAA tournament, the host team, they can get a student section in for free.
Yeah.
They couldn't with the NCAA tournament. And she went ahead and got whatever 1,500 tickets for students to make sure that they were there on her own dime. So she's getting people in the building physically and emotionally, and she's a bucket on top of it and super efficient. She's crushing it.
she was my other choice. So it worked out that you deferred because Paige Beckers she's just something. She is incredible. And they gave her the microphone when she had that final game. They literally walked out and handed her a microphone. And I think with Brianna, or she might have just been on the floor when I was watching Brianna, but yeah, to give Paige the microphone and be like this is an event for you, like this is a moment for you. I thought that was really cool, and I'm really excited to see what Paige is going to do at the next level. I'm very much looking forward to it. You know, if we keep having these college basketball players go into the WNBA, and we're going to literally warm all those cold hearts that don't want to watch the WNBA, because how are you not going to want to watch these players continue? So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to Paige getting to the championship game because that's where I have them. And funny that my top dog of the week, one is Dawn Staley and the other one would have been Paige Beckers. And I have them going up against each other in the championship. So, by the way, in my Sweet 16, 12 out of 16 right on the women's side, 3 out of 4 in every piece of the bracket. So
not too shabby.
Yeah, so I'm like, thank you, ladies. Because Rick Pitino, we have words. We're going to have some words about my belief that he was going to get it done this year. So it's all right, Rick. It's okay. I'm okay. I'm okay that I'm not okay. But yeah, we'll figure it out. We're going to take one final quick step aside here in the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. When we come back, the ingredients to success. Hodge and I are going to talk about the ingredients that you need moving forward in the NCAA tournament right after this fast break, this very fast break on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets life. Stay with us. Avocolis, located on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, has been your trusted neighbor for decades. Located just steps from Liverpool High School, we're happy to have the Liverpool Warriors on-site, on-location broadcast at Avocolis through Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora every single month, featuring student athletes, coaches, and administration throughout the year from Liverpool High School. Head out to Avocolis today on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, open Tuesday through Sunday for lunch, dinner, and drinks. We'd love to see you out there. And of course, you can call them at 315-622-5100 for takeout, delivery, and catering. That's 315-622-5100. And also find them on myavocolis.com. That's myavocollis.com. Having peace of mind when you're out of town that your furry-loving friend is safe and sound means taking them to K-9 Campground, because we all know that when it comes to the love of our pets, it goes well beyond the call of duty to make sure they're safe and sound. Right, Lily? So take a ride to 242 Johnson Street in East Syracuse, New York, and see K-9 Campground and where your dog will be staying in the classic cabin, the executive cabin, the grand cabin, or of course the luxury cabin, because if you know Lily, you know she loves luxury. Now you don't have to wait to the last minute to find a family member or a friend that'll take your dog for a few days. Call K-9 Campground at 315-299-4013. That's 315-299-4013. Their drop-off and pickup times are Monday through Sunday. Check K9Campground.com for more information. That's the letter K, the number 9, and campground spelled with a K.com. K9Campground.com.
When you're going out of town, bring your dog to K-9 Campground.
Looking for your next ride? Look no further than Great Lakes Honda City, located on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Serving our community for decades, their new and pre-owned vast array of vehicles are available to you Monday through Saturday on site. To search from home, shop at GreatLakesHondaCity.com. Call 315-365-5576 to set up an appointment. That's 315-365-5576 for Great Lakes Honda City, 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Great cars, great people, Great Lakes. And welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. I'm here with Caitlin Hadzimichalis. We call her Hodge. And of course, we are here on Wake Up Call where sports meets life. It is time to bring you the ingredients to success. And we know that today, Friday, March 28th, the women's basketball tournament is back in action. Half of the Sweet 16 is competing today. And then the other half will compete on Saturday, March 29th. So what are the ingredients to success, Miss Hodge, for the teams that are left? And thank you to the 12 of 16 that made me right in my bracket. Clap it up for you guys. And for the rest of you, well, as long as you don't win, my bracket can be perfect. So we'll see what happens. No offense. I'm just kidding, y'all. Go out there and ball out. May the best teams win. What are the ingredients to success as we get set for the Sweet 16 in women's basketball?
I'm gonna say, I think it's all like who's finding the momentum at the right time and then maintaining it, right? Like you saw a bunch of teams going through at the end of their conference tournament, going into that first round weekend who are really struggling. And they're being able to find that rhythm and playing for each other. And in the last game, unfortunately, when you saw Juju go down, you saw a team rally around her and people step up like Uriaf and like Kiki. She just went crazy emotionally and physically in the game. So I think momentum, we joked about it with our team. We called it little baby Mo. Like you got to keep it on a leash. You got to keep it there. You got to keep it coming around. So I think that chemistry and just March, especially now when you're getting a Sweet 16 weekend, right, is what makes you you and can you lean into it, right? Like if what you do, South Carolina, is you play defense and it's tough and it's gritty and you win on multiple back-to-back plays and then you turn that into offense going the other way, then you need to be tough, gritty defensively every single possession and have that lead into what you do. Nobody is in March, especially this deep, doing and getting where they want to go by doing something they haven't done in their identity. So I think creating their momentum based off of who you are and then saying it with your chest. If you're going to go and you're going to live and die by the three, live and die by the three. But in March, it helps to make them.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, too, and I look at the men's side and the women's side for this, is when you're down, right? It's funny. My mom used to sing me this James Taylor song, and she'd still sing it if I asked her to do it today. But the lyrics, when you're down and troubled and you need a helping hand. And I think about those moments, like when you're down and you're troubled and you need that, right? You fall on the wrong side of a 12-0 run, a 20-0 run, whatever it may be. Basketball is a game of runs, and you have to be able to sustain them. You have to be able to stay mentally tough, stay mentally strong, not get emotional, not let things get away from you, not make stupid fouls. Things happen in games. There's going to be shots that don't fall. There's going to be off nights, and you have to just develop your way through it. And it's funny because coaches say this all the time, but they're like, hey, whether shots are falling or not, defense doesn't have to change. Like you can always control how hard you play defense. So I think that for me, it's about sustaining droughts, sustaining runs by the other team, staying poised, staying fresh, staying focused, because there are teams that can come back when nobody thinks you can, and there are teams that get lost, and there's just no way that they come back. So to me, your mind, your focus, your positivity, and the reality of knowing that you could do everything right and you're going to be on the wrong side of a run. You just got to make sure that that run doesn't end the game. So those are the ingredients to success that I would give to just lock in, stay in, and shut your brain off. I remember playing in a basketball game. I made back-to-back threes. I didn't think. Then I said to myself, I have to make this three. And as soon as it went off my fingertips, I said, it's going right. And I've never forgotten that day. When I played free, I played well. When I played like it had to happen, it didn't. So you've prepared. You're ready. You've done what you can do. You've watched your film. You've lifted. You've done your nutrition. You've done your walkthroughs. You've had your practice. You know your plays. Now go out there and ball out. I don't want to see anybody lose because they weren't prepared, they weren't mentally focused, and they weren't mentally strong, and they didn't believe in themselves. If you're going to lose giving it all every last breath, leave every bit of sweat on the floor. Those are my ingredients to success. If you're going to lose with grace, lose with fight, and lose with everyone knowing that they don't want to see you next year. That's what I would say. Anything to add, Hodge?
Yeah, you're talking about that, and I just keep picturing that on the women's side, the Maryland-Alabama game from last week. Like, you have that senior who went up calmly and buried, I think it was Barker who buried all three of those threes, and Maryland was down, 17, 18 in that game, and they fought all the way back. Nobody was talking about Alabama basketball. They were who they were. They were calm, cool in the moment, and then it came down to execution on both sides. So, yeah, I'm spot on. I'm with you.
Yeah, coming from Caitlin. Hadzimichalis, I'm going to give you my pleasantries before we hop out of here, and then Caitlin's going to get the final word here. So I want to thank you all for tuning in on youtube.com and facebook.com, both /WakeUpCallDT. And, of course, our internet streaming radio that you can get anytime, 24/7, 365, is on wakeupcalldt.podbean.com. Make sure that you like, subscribe, follow, do all the good stuff. Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time, we are live. And beyond that, you could find us on these channels. You can also find us by going to Amazon Music, Audible, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts, Player FM, Podbean, Podchaser.com, Podvine, Spotify, TuneIn, YouTube, and more. All you have to do is search Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora on any one of these outlets, or one word, Wake Up Call DT. You can also ask Alexa and your Google Home devices to play the latest episode of Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, and they will do that for you as well. Big time thanks to Brooklyn Pickle down in Southern Pines, North Carolina, down the road from Pinehurst Golf Course, where the PGA comes and spends some time. From New York to North Carolina, your favorite sandwich is at Brooklyn Pickle down on 1788 Old Morganton Road in Southern Pines, North Carolina. Let them know that DT sent you and get the sandwich that is named after the restaurant. Get the Brooklyn Pickle. We call it the BP. You will not be disappointed. By the way, a half is a whole and a whole is two sandwiches. Just so you know, totally worth it. And, of course, our incredible team of partners in Central and Upstate New York, Great Lakes Honda City, our exclusive studio partner, Carvel DeWitt, the Wildcat Sports Pub, GG Cards and Breaks, Servomation, Avocolis, MON-FRI, the snack capital of the world, Mother's Cupboard, K-9 Kamp Dog Daycare, Chick-fil-A Cicero, Pizza Man, Brian's Landing, and, of course, we are the exclusive multimedia marketing partner of your Lemoyne College Dolphins. Wednesdays at 9 a.m. you'll find them. Your Bryan and Stratton College Bobcats of Syracuse that you'll find monthly. And your Binghamton University Bearcats that you'll find every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. For more information, go to LeMoyneDolphins.com. For the Bobcats, go to Syracuse.bscbobcats.com. And for the Bearcats, go to BinghamtonBearcats.com. They can all be found by going to youtube.com/WakeUpCallDT. Click subscribe, hit the notification bell, find the Lemoyne playlist, the BSC Syracuse playlist, and the Binghamton playlist, channels within my channel, and they're all on WakeUpCallDT.com. With that being said, I will keep my word, as always, inside of these Great Lakes Honda City studios. Miss Hadzimichalis gets the final word. I will say the thing I always say at the end of the show. Don't worry, folks. But the final statement before our outro comes from Hodge. What do you got for us?
Same thing I always plug. Watch women's sports. It's good stuff. Don't miss the train. Train is coming. Train is moving. Watch all the great games that start up tonight. Watch all of the Final Four next weekend. I'll be in Tampa. It'll be great. Viewership's up. Get on the train so you can get ready for a WNBA season coming up.
I just want to say to NC State, UConn, Texas. I still feel like I should have picked Tennessee, but I picked Texas. Nothing against Texas. I'm just nervous. So NC State, UConn, Texas, South Carolina, make Daddy proud. That's all I'll say. Please get there. Let's do it. And to my Final Four outside of St. John's, Auburn. Oh, no, did I have Michigan? Pardon me. I had Michigan State. I have Auburn and Michigan State in the Elite Eight. So Tom Izzo, Auburn, and you are facing off. I want to see Michigan State. I want to see Houston. And I want to see Tennessee. Wait, Houston's playing Tennessee. I want to see Houston, I want to see Duke, and I want to see Michigan State. I can't have St. John's, but Houston, Michigan State, Duke. Please. Please. My women's bracket is almost perfect. My men's bracket, I can get close. So let's have some fun. Let's enjoy the games. And I will echo Hodge and tell you, watch women's sports. I started my career covering them. And if I didn't, we wouldn't know each other. So Hodge was playing, I was broadcasting, and because of people like Hodge, I love my job because I get to meet great people and I get to have fun. And then I get to talk to them years later and cheer them on, whatever they're doing. Fantastic coach. Check out everything that she's doing. And of course, to Kings, to the Monarchs, to all of your work, Hodge, continue to just be yourself. And I cannot wait for all the good things that are going to come for you and your student athletes.
Appreciate it as always. Great catching up, man.
So with that being said, we wish you a wonderful Friday. Enjoy the rest of the Sweet 16 on the men's side and enjoy the beginning of the Sweet 16 on the women's side from the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. As always, God bless, no stress, do your best. Take care and stay safe.